They don't know I'm here. I'm gonna drop one Punisher then. Nice, there we go. So I'm gonna try and assassinate Psylocke. Ready? We've got the ice thing right here. Ready? Activate it. Got her. We've got an attack up here, so we're gonna go up and activate my ice balls. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go and assassinate Ella here. Go underground. On the wall. We can wall ride like that, and it's so much easier to dodge attacks. So as you saw there, Jeff the Shark is actually really strong at hunting down the duelists and supports on the enemy team. You can be a literal assassin, and I'm going to show you how with some really awesome high-level tricks, movement, animation cancels, and combos to get the most out of Jeff whilst fighting. Alright, the first trick I want to show you is how to reload cancel. One of the biggest problems with Jeff the Shark is it takes quite a long time to reload. And you have two separate things, the heal and the main attack, that require the reload, right? And as you see, it's pretty long. However, you don't actually have to wait for this whole thing to finish for your ammo to come back. All you have to do is wait for him to eat the shark and listen to the sound of him eating the shark. There's a very sort of high-pitched sound effect. Pay attention to this. So that noise, that noise, it's hard to explain. I played it back for you there. That's the noise you want to listen out for. As soon as you hear that, just go underground and it will cancel the reload, but you'll still reload. You ready? Watch this. So we saved a decent amount of time and we're already under the ground. Now here's another really big tip with Jeff the Shark. You're going to want to spend more time under the ground and also more time learning how it is to be up on the wall here, because it's really, really effective. Because, see, it does say on screen right now, press left shift to resurface, but you don't need to do that. There are two other ways you can resurface. The first being an attack and your heal, and the second being a bubble drop, right? So you don't actually have to press this first. So you're actually saving yourself time. You basically merge two animations together here, because this is the normal thing. If you resurface and then attack, it takes longer than if you were to just attack, right? Or if you were to resurface and bubble drop, it takes longer than if you were to bubble drop. So you can bubble drop, get the bubble, and then go back straight down again to get a movement speed boost. Or something even crazier, you can go up on the wall like this, attack, and then go back underground. Like that. So you can do like trick shots, it's kind of like that. This is really hard to hit, and you can get some pretty decent like peak damage. And sometimes this is a really good way to get like behind people's backlines. So you don't need to press the resurface button at all. You literally go up the wall, melee, and then immediately, attack, and then immediately press the surface button again. And it's a really fluid way to move, and it's so much more effective. Now here's another trick, right? Because when you leave the ground, you get an animation cancel for your attack, right? And you also get an animation cancel for your bubble. You can press the bubble and then immediately attack after, like this. And then you're basically able to place a bubble and attack at the same time. Because usually if you try and do that, it won't work, right? But if you do it by under the ground, you press the bubble button and then attack immediately, you can actually throw bubbles at the same time. Now, the best way to do this is honestly aim at the ground first, right? You bubble and then attack. Because what this means is if you take damage, not only will the bubble give you movement speed, but it'll give you a big health boost as well, which means you can be more sustainable in a fight. And if your health's really low, honestly, the best thing you can do is go like that and then run away, right? Because what that does is if you press the bubble button as you go into the ground, you get faster movement speed, you get the health boost from the bubble, and you'll get the passive health regen as you're underground. Another quick thing, and you'll see this in the gameplay, there's basically a really good way to play Jeff is just moving like this if you're trying to dodge attacks. You can get killed. Like if you go in a straight line, there is a chance that like a good shot from a Hawkeye could kill you. So going like this makes it a little bit more difficult. You're actually basically going at the same speed, but you're just abusing the directional keys to go left, right, left, right, left, right. So I'm still going the same speed, but I'm moving my hitbox massively. And the same thing can be done on here as well. And honestly, people really struggle to hit you when you do this. And you'll see some of the highlights, exactly what I mean. Especially with the speed boost, that you can do some crazy things. Now, another thing a lot of people don't realize with Jeff the Shark is his attack actually does splash damage. So if I hit here, it still does damage, right? Now, if you actually hit them on target, it's going to do a lot more. But the splash damage is huge. So when you're like coming around a corner and you see a bunch of players, honestly, just volleying this as much as you can is going to do a decent amount of damage. And another thing, when you're dealing with like players in a 1v1 and you're playing Jeff the Shark, they're going to be strafing back and forth, right? But it doesn't even matter if you don't hit them perfectly, because you're still going to do damage. So it makes it really effective at taking 1v1s. I'll say that I can usually win most 1v1s against pretty much any character with Jeff the Shark if you follow this combo. So you start attacking, right? And then you reload, and when you get the reload cancel, you're then underground, you've got fresh ammo again, and then you may have taken some damage, so you can kind of strafe a little bit and maybe even go on a wall to try and like heal up a bit more. And then what you do is you immediately bubble and attack at the same time, right? Bubble attack. And then you'll get the bubble and the attack animation happening at the same time. Now, usually when we hit this now, what will happen is it will knock up the other player as well, which will throw them off. And then when you need to reload again, we simply do the animation recancel, go back underground, bubble attack again, and you just completely redo that combo over and over again. And it doesn't matter how much damage they do, how many combos they do, we will constantly be healing and dealing damage and dodging their attacks. Alright, now I've got a couple of things to say about Jeff's ultimate. Firstly, should you throw yourself off the edge with the enemies, or should you throw them off and stay alive? Well, if it's 2 or 3 people, it's actually maybe not a good idea to jump off the edge, because yes, you may kill 3 players, but you're going to be down and you may be a very important role on your team, healing up your teammates, you know. You got to think very carefully. Like a 3-for-1 may be good, but not always. A 4-for-1, yes, absolutely. Anything 4 and above, absolutely. But another way to do it is if you look directly down like this and throw them off the edge, chances are they won't be able to use their movement abilities to get up anyway. They'll insta-die without being able to do anything. Alright, gonna put my ult. 3 of them. Okay. Any movement? Yeah, there's movement here. So if we aim downwards, we have a better chance of knocking them off. Ready? See that? They don't have a chance to use their movement abilities. Now, another thing is, a lot of people struggle to get pickups with Jeff the Shark's ult. A lot of people will take the ult, go into the area, and then try and pick them up, and then the animation will happen, and the enemies will just run away, right? Well, instead of running towards enemies to catch them, you can bait them in, right? What you can do is you can go up like this on your own, like a little silly little Jeff, get their attention, they're going to want to kill you, then you pop a bubble, you run away, and then they're chasing you, and then you pop it, right? They're chasing you, so they're going to be having the intent to run towards you, which makes it a lot easier. Alright, that's pretty much it for Jeff the Shark tips. Hopefully these are useful. It's definitely going to change the way you play Jeff the Shark. He doesn't have to only heal for the entire game. He can do a lot of damage and some really cool movement stuff as well. So hopefully you find this useful, let me know. And if you'd like me to cover another hero, let me know as well. And I'll see you in the comments. Cheerio!